My mom grew up in Cyprus in Gathigas, which is in Paphos. My dad grew up in Drusha, which is also in Paphos in Cyprus. My dad decided to immigrate to the United States. When he came to Kansas City, he was just a short order cook. And he eventually, when we moved to Detroit, he became a chef for one of the restaurants there. And he got a job there, so we moved to Detroit, Michigan, actually in the suburbs, St. Clair Shores. So I went to high school there and then ended up going to Wayne State University. Eventually, I became a criminal justice major. So I graduated, I went into field training. When I graduated from field training, then I became a permanent police officer. That's when I came back to Detroit. We got married in a Greek church in downtown Detroit. Moved back, brought all our stuff back out, and I've been out here ever since, 45 years. So I had some little background in campaigning and political office. So that's why I ran for the Las Vegas City Council. So I won, I retired, ended up serving 3 terms, representing Ward 4, 13 years. I was termed out and I wanted to continue my public service, so the opportunity came up to run for Lieutenant Governor. So this was 2 years ago. So ran for that office. There were 6 of us in the Republican primary. I won the primary, which means it was a runoff between me and my Democrat opponent, who was the incumbent. And I ended up being the only Republican lieutenant governor in this country to beat an incumbent Democrat lieutenant governor. So got a little publicity because of that. And now I'm the lieutenant governor. I'm just 2 years into my terms, and I'll be running for re-election. Office is up in 2 years, so I'll start running my campaign in about 6 months. So we're very active in the Greek church. We both of us work in the Greek Food Festival every single year. We go back to Cyprus either every year or every other year, depending on what's going on. We still have a small house back there that my mom grew up in, that we've renovated little by little. It's nothing fancy, but we have a place to stay in Gathigas. So we go back there, bring my mom back there, and she usually stays for about 3 months. We go for a couple, 3 weeks.
Do you feel that the Greeks in America helped you in your political campaign?
On the local level, yes. The Greeks here in Las Vegas were very helpful. They voted for me. They gave me campaign contributions. Very supportive in getting me elected. On the national level, not so much. I really didn't have much contact on the national level with support. But on the same token, I mean, Las Vegas City Council doesn't really affect anybody else outside of Nevada. The Nevada Lieutenant Governor doesn't really affect anybody outside of Nevada. So a lot of support from the Greeks here in Las Vegas, and I appreciate them helping me get elected.
Tell me a little bit about your political affiliation. You run as a Republican, right? What made you do that?
I'm more of a conservative. I'm a Republican, but I'm more of a constitutional conservative. So I believe that everything flows from the Constitution. I believe that we need to take a more literal approach to the Constitution. We should read the Constitution and understand what it means, what the founders meant it to mean, what they believe should be our political organizational structure here in the United States. And then from that flows property rights, individual liberty, capitalism. The Republican Party, I believe, flows more towards that segment. If you look at the Democrat Party today, and I'm just looking at what it stands for, it's a lot less focused on the Constitution. It's a lot less focused on capitalism. Seems like it's more socialism. It's a lot more focused on kind of social issues instead of fiscal responsibility issues.
So, as a constitutionalist and a believer in conservatism, a lot of people say that Trump does not represent those values and that he's attacked the Constitution. What are your comments on that?
Well, I'd like to hear what an example of that is. What exactly is Trump doing that is laying havoc to the Constitution? So let's look at what Trump is doing. Number one, he's securing the border. Constitution absolutely says that we have to have solid immigration policies. He's deporting people that are here illegally. Absolutely, we should be doing that. The Constitution says that immigration should be done legally through immigration laws. So those folks need to be deported. So I don't see any constitutional issue there. President Trump is going through the process with DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, where he's rooting out waste and fraud that is unbelievable what's happening on a federal level. That's his authority, that's his responsibility to do that, is to get rid of waste and fraud. I mean, here in Nevada, our budget has to be balanced, and we're constantly looking at waste and fraud. He's really the first one to do it as president that I can believe in. So he has the constitutional authority to absolutely do that. If there is a department with 10,000 people working there that don't have any responsibilities and he wants to fire them, that's his job to do that.
So there's a lot of talk about the tariffs that have been imposed and then taken back, and a lot of commotion in the markets. What is your opinion about the tariffs?
Trump he's a businessman. He's done negotiations before. He knows how to use negotiations effectively. So I'm going to trust him at the beginning to see how these tariffs go and where he places them and where he doesn't place them. And we'll see how that plays out. If it works and he makes our economy great, that's great. If I see it and I don't think it's working, then I'm going to disagree with him. But right now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
You're from Cyprus originally. How do you feel about the things that have been said about NATO and the security of Europe and, by extension, Cyprus from this administration?
I have not heard Trump say he wants to step away from NATO. I've heard him say that he wants NATO to be strong, number one. Number two, NATO countries should be paying their fair share. We've been paying the bulk of the NATO defense for 50 years, so they can afford to step up and pay their fair share for their defense. It's their country, they should pay for it, but there's no way I would support the United States making NATO weaker or even stepping out of NATO. I would not support that 100%, and I haven't heard President Trump say that. He just wants them to pay their fair share. The other message I would have is Erdogan is a bad guy. He's a bad guy. I don't trust him one bit. I know Turkey's in NATO, but I don't trust him at all. It's been 50 years since Cyprus was unlawfully invaded. Turkey's occupied the northern 1/3 of the island for the last 50 years. They should leave. I think if the opportunity came up for Trump to be able to negotiate a unified Cyprus, I think he would do it. And if Turkey tried something on Cyprus, I think he would be somebody who would defend Cyprus.